my transcendental Guru, Om Vishnupada, Nitya Vida Pravishta, Om Vishnupada Sishma, Bhakti Chakrani. And also my humble obeisance in the lotus feet of my Shiksha Guru, Om Vishnupada Sishma, Bhakti Vedanta Swami. I am very happy to come to Los Angeles. This place was very dear to him. Sometimes he used to come and stay over a month or more than 1.5 months and making plans here and there to preach. There are so many places of remembrance of him. Today we went to Ocean Beach where he used to walk and speak so many things and to joke with his devotees. I remembered so many things. Also so many devotees like Buddha Prabhu, Shyamrani and all others. Remembered so many Rishabdev Prabhu and others. They remembered so many his past. I told that once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that this ocean having touching the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur, he had become Maha Tirtha. So I told that this ocean has become more Tirtha by touching the lotus feet of our Swamiji. So that time also high class of devotees come and they make that place again Tirtha. So many persons, lusty persons, or so many bad persons coming to these states and they make it unholy, impure. And that is why Krishna arranged that his most beloved high class of devotees, they may come to that place and they can, by their bath and by their lotus feet dust, again they renew their Mahatirtha. Sometimes I remember so many letters that he wrote from here to me, so many letters. I am going from Los Angeles to here, there, New Vrindavan or here, there. He has written so he remembered it. So we are doing pranam to the place where he used to be. He used to give instruction to his devotees. Anyhow, I pray him to sprinkle his mercy to his any kinds of so-called or called devotees that they have stopped our going there. No harm. By and praying for obeisance and praying his lotus. Today is the day of what? This day of you should know who was Narayana. Before this, I want to tell something. That we are fortunate to have this human form. Krishna has given only to remember him and realize his person. That we are eternal servant or maid servant of Krishna. If we are not realizing this through this position, then we are more wretched than animals. This life is very short, and if you will lose this Golden chance you lose forever. Forever you lose. So quickly you should chant more in a process and try to remember him. The process I have told so many times in my 2 days. Especially I told in California. San Francisco, San Francisco, in the night program. Also I have told, so much told in my desert program. Everything I have told. If I will tell you anything, only to renew these things. But once I will remember. I remember the story of Narayana. Swami. Once he went to a king. The name of that person was Kailash. He was totally engaged in Sanskrit meditations. He had no chance, he had no time to remember Krishna, to chant Krishna and anything to it. He was totally engaged. So Narada instructed him anyhow. Narada is very powerful. In a moment he can give his mercy and he can make any bad person also devotee. So how he did it strictly? Oh, you should come and tell something in brief. My dear Kailash.
This is a story about, or a history about Kailash. Kailash was, as Srila Gurudev explained,
it is real, not any, not imagination. Oh, and we are all like Kailash. We all like. Some devotees accept.
When Kailash was living in his kingdom, he had the great fortune of taking a human birth and of also being approached by the Mahabhagavat Sri Narada Muni. So when Sri Narada Muni approached him for the first time, Kailash was somewhat young. He had established his kingdom, had been given his kingdom by his father, but yet not expanded his kingdom. So Sripad Narada Muni approached him and asked him, he said, "This human life is very, very rare, Kailash. I am asking you, at once, I want to initiate you into chanting Hare Krishna. And I want you to become my disciple, and I want you to become very qualified. And in so doing, you'll be a real benefit to your whole kingdom. But as you stand now, simply a mundane king, how will you benefit yourself and how will you benefit others? It's quite impossible." So Kailash was thinking, and he thought to himself, if he takes initiation now, he'll have to dedicate so much of his time and his energy to chanting, to bhajan, and this would take away from his ability and his political position as a king. And yet he had not expanded his empire. He had enemies. He had not yet had many children. And what his answer was to Sripad Narada Muni was that, "Oh dear Narada, at this point in my life, I have not yet expanded my empire. I don't have any children. I need to see the beautiful faces of my children, and I need to see my kingdom expand from this hill to that hill, and in that way increase my prominence." And he did not accept Sripad Narada Muni's proposal. So, unable to convince him, Sri Narada Muni left. And many, many years later, Sri Narada Muni was in that same land. And he saw the same king. By that time the king had aged somewhat. And he approached the king in his chambers and said, "Oh dear king, have you reconsidered? Now that you have many, many children, and many of your children are old enough to become kings. They're not princes anymore, make them kings. And you have expanded your kingdom, and you have destroyed many, many enemies, and you have increased your power and prominence in this world. So now would be a great opportunity to utilize this human form of life and to chant Hare Krishna. And please take initiation from me." And Kailash thought, I can't yet take initiation from you. For leaving my kingdom would mean that I would not be able to see the faces of my grandchildren. That I would not be able to see the prince who will become a king, and see how he will live. If I leave my family, they are not so understanding of political affairs, the economy, of socioeconomics. Therefore, if I leave, my ministers everything will get spoiled in my kingdom. So I'm not so interested in taking initiation now. So Narada Muni smiled, and he left that kingdom. And sometime later, Sripad Narada Muni was going through that same kingdom, and he saw that things were going fairly well. The kingdom was flourishing, and he saw that he entered into the room of the king and saw that the king wasn't there anymore. He saw that instead that sitting on the throne was his eldest son, and he approached his family members and asked them, "So where is Kailash? Is Kailash then? What happened to him?" So he passed away many years ago. So Sripad Narada Muni began to explore the streets of this village, and he came upon a pasture of the king, and he saw the grandchildren of the king riding on the back of a big bull, a beautiful bull. And he went up, as he approached the bull, he got closer and closer. And he looked in the bull's eyes, and he became very, very familiar. This person, Kailash. Is that you, Kailash? And Kailash was somewhat embarrassed, but still surrounded by his grandchildren and his meadows, and being able to draw the plow, he was very, very satisfied, again, being with the family members that he had created in his life as the king Kailash. So Kailash, in that form of the bull, was humbled, but yet still satisfied in this life and surrounded by his family. So Narada Muni said, "Kailash, I told you that if you would have accepted initiation from me, you would have made best use of your human life. But now look, because of your attachment to your family, and because of the attachment to your meadows, and because of the attachment to your kingdom, and not using your human life properly, nature has put you into the form of a bull. Because what did you do during your life, Kailash? What did you really do? You acted like a bull. You simply drugged this plow behind you and acted innately according to these extroverted aspects of who we are. Not internally understanding that you're a spirit soul and that this human life should be used in bhajan to Sri Krishna." So he asked this bull, "Oh Kailash, would you now accept initiation from me? Would you now? Is it possible?" And the bull said, "No, I can't. There's many fields yet to plow. Many more. I've seen my great-grandchildren. I've seen their faces. But to see my great-great-grandchildren, do you understand how full of joy I would become upon seeing their smiling faces?" And then he looked around, and his people approached him and said, "This bull does the work of 10 bulls. He's so powerful. He's constantly working for the kingdom. Constantly working so hard." So now Narada Muni, he left this place because the bull would not take initiation. And he came back sometime later and saw that the bull had passed away. So he asked about the bull, and many people were weeping and crying, because the bull was so fortunate, and they loved the bulls, the sires of the bulls' children. And sadly, what had happened was that as Narada Muni roamed the streets and the byways of this particular village, he came across a dog that was very, very pretty vicious, barking, angry. And this dog stayed in the realm, in the area of that particular castle. So he approached this dog, this strange-looking dog, and got closer and closer. And as his eyes met the dog's eyes, he said, "Kailash, Kailash, I can't believe it's you again." The dog was again somewhat embarrassed, but satisfied, because it was doing the job it had known life after life, and that is protecting its kingdom and protecting the children of the king and the great-great-grandchildren of the king. So Narada Muni asked the dog. He said, "Kailash, this is very embarrassing. First you were a man, and you didn't take advantage of that. And then you were a bull, and I came and tried to give you initiation. Then, now you're a dog. Just see your misfortune. But, nevertheless, this Jaiva Dharma is not just for human beings, it's for everything. It's for every living entity. Kailash, so please, at this point you can take initiation from me. And Kailash shook his dog head and said, I'm sorry, no, I can't take initiation. Why is that? There's so many dacoits, so many thieves in this area. If I don't stay and protect my family, then who will? And still I have to guard these precious things that I have left for my family. In certain places I've hidden things. And if thieves or dacoits come to steal them, then by my barking, by my anger, I'm able to send them far away. So, understanding that this dog now would not take initiation, Sripad Narad Muni left the king. And he came back to the same village sometime later, and the dog had expired. And isn't that loud enough for everyone? No. So he approached the family and asked about how they were doing, and talked to the great grandchildren, the great great grandchildren. Then, so what happened was he then heard these villagers would not approach a certain area. All the villagers were scared to go to a certain area. And as Narad Muni wondered why they were so fearful, he approached that area and saw a huge cobra, very long black cobra. And as he approached the cobra came up like that and began to hiss and rear its head, and was very, very fearful. Very, very fearful. And as Sripad Narad Muni got closer and closer and looked in the eyes of the cobra, he said, Kailash. What a surprise, Kailash. That at successive times when I meet you, you're going lower and lower on the food chain, lower and lower in the different species of life. So, what we have to understand, Kailash, is that at this point in your life, although you're a snake, and although your nature is vicious, and although you spent your life guarding these so-called treasures of gold and silver, you don't understand the treasure that lies within your own heart. The treasure that was in your heart as a human, as a cow, as a dog, and now as a snake. This thing has not changed. If you take initiation from me now, you can understand this treasure in your heart. And the snake went, no, I can't. Because I'm guarding this wonderful treasure, this treasure of gold and coins, like you said, Sripad Narad Muni. But who, by understanding the nature of the soul, has made their kingdom a prosperous place? So now my grandchildren, they don't understand how to use this properly. So I'm waiting for that one special great, 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 great grandchild to come. And when he comes and I can see that, yes, he's intelligent, he'll utilize these coins and jewels properly, so then I'll take initiation. So Narad Muni thought for a moment. He approached the great, great, great grandchildren of this king, Kailash, who was Kailash at one time. And he said to them, I have an idea. I want you to take this stick, and I want you to go to that snake. And at a certain time, when the snake is a bit listless, like when it's cold, when snakes don't move so quickly. And I want you to, don't kill the snake, I want you to break its back with a stick. Its spine. Thank you. Break its spine. And after you break the spine of this particular vicious cobra, I want you to take it and throw it in the jungle. So they did just as Sripad Narad Muni said. They broke the snake's back, and spine, and they threw it into the jungle. And after throwing it in the jungle, Narad Muni heard this very, very sad hissing. At that point, he couldn't cry. I don't even think snakes have tears, but there was definite hissing in the forest that attracted Narad Muni. So Narad Muni approached this sound, this wailing sound, and he saw this poor snake. It was so beautifully lived, but now it had a like a corner, like where its spine had been broken. So he approached the snake and he said, "Just see, Kailash, that very family who you were protecting for so many births, they now, your own great 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 grandchild, has come with a stick and broken your back. What does that say for those who you've tried to protect? And for those who have tried to save this so-called jewels, this so-called wealth that people take so seriously? At this point, oh Kailash, I'm asking you one more time, just one more time, in the pain that you're experiencing, will you accept initiation from me?" And then Kailash nodded his snake head and said, "Yes. At this point, I will accept initiation." So Sripad Narad Muni initiated Kailash, who had gone through all those births, and then he initiated him to chanting, and initiated him into bhajan. And then the snake, by associating with Sripad Narad Muni, was able to, after some births,
left his body and became a pure devotee in his life. And thus he began to chant and gradually, definitely Krishna consciousness. So he should not be like a loss. Don't waste your time. Truly you should follow the process given by Sri Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. What you saw in Bejar drama play of Raghunath Das Goswami. I think that most of you were there. Yes. So try to realize this fact. The teachings of your Gurudev, teachings of Sri Rupa Goswami. Don't waste your time in making money or to serve all others like Kailash. Otherwise they will give a danda on your back. For whom you are doing so much? They may be your enemy. So try to chant and remember more. Don't believe on money. Money is 3 times. Where there is no money, lamentation and so much suffering. The money is there, so how to protect it? Or jackets may come at that time and they can take your life and they can take all this. And if it is gone, so in 3 times very suffering. Always lamentation. So don't believe in anything collected by this money. So believe in Krishna name and try to chant more. Try to make your life successful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, he has asked so many questions with Raya Ramananda. Oh, who is Raya Ramananda? One of the 5 sons of Bhavananda. Mahaprabhu used to call him Pandu. And among 5 sons, Raya Ramananda was very brilliant, scholar, or Rashik Vaishnava, Tattagya, having all the qualities. Even a person like Sar Bhavatacharya could not realize him in his past. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he met with Chaitanya. He used to joke Raya Ramananda, what are you doing? You are wasting your time. Why don't you hear Vedanta Sutra? All are Brahma. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. Tattam asi aprajnam ham brahmasmi ham soham. And thus you will be successful. What you are singing Hare Krishna and weeping. What is this? Don't sing. This is not. So at that time he could not realize. But when he became a pure devotee by the causeless mercy of Sri Chaitanya, now he realized. Oh, how glorious is Raya Ramananda. I cannot touch the feet dust of that Raya Ramananda. Now he realized. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to South India to search his brother Vishwanath, he very humbly told, if you are going to South India, please meet with Narayana. He is high class of Rashik devotee. Now by your mercy I am realizing him. So you must go there in your way and meet him. And that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his South India tour, when he went to Godavari, on the bank of Godavari, he took his bath. At that time, Bala Sannyasi, you know Bala Sannyasi? Very young, very beautiful, more than Cupid of Cupid. And taking the saffron cloth on his golden complete. So much beautiful, very attractive. He took bath into the ocean and he was chanting Krishna. And in the meantime, in the morning time, Raya Ramananda, with thousands and thousands of Brahmins, all chanting Ved mantra, or coming to take part. He was in collecting blanket. And all Brahmins were reciting mantra, Ved mantra. And he came out of the palanquin and he took bath. And he was taking bath, he saw, that very charming, Balu Sannyasi, very charming, very beautiful. He had once could not take him himself, and he went to that and did pranam. He opened, Mahaprabhu opened his eyes and saw, who is he? And he took the hands of Raya Ramananda in his hand. Are you Ramananda? He began to read Raya Ramananda, and so out of passion, compassion, out of compassion. He was trembling. So many Sattvic because were there. And he told very, very humbly, being like a king, not like anything, very powerful. He was the Governor General of that area, South India, in the kingdom of Maharaj Taparudra. So we are very powerful. And he fell on the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu took up the arms. And both became sensitive, chanting Hare Krishna and everything. After some time, when they became insenses, then Mahaprabhu told me, I am very grateful to Sarvam Bhattacharya. He told me to meet you, and that is why I have come. Only this reason I have come to this South India to meet you. And I have now realized your so high class of glories. So I want to be with you some person. I am Sudra. Sudra, you know, untouchable, outcast. And yet, you are being a Brahmin and sannyasi. And this is a large sannyasi, like you are himself Lord. And if you are, even you are embracing me, so how glorious you are. This is now I am realizing the mercy of Sarvam Bhattacharya, that he has accepted me like a servant, rather than. And that is why you have come to give me that. So I am so much grateful to Swami. Each other glorifying. Raya Ramananda, I am Shudra. I am very, very wretched person. But you have come only to deliver me. निज कार्य न है तब ज्ञान आन घर महंत स्वभाव यही चारिते पामो निज कार्य न है तब there is no other anything only to liberate persons and to help in Krishna consciousness, only their job, only one. Swamiji has nothing, any job to make money or anything. He was satisfied in his life, but only they can sing the sufferings of these persons, and he came merciful. Up till when he was, up till whole life, only out of his mercy. He should know also me in his life that I have not come to make any money, to make any disciple. Nothing I have come. Only to help, only to follow the orders of my Shiksha Guru and my Diksha. So, Mahaprabhu, Raya Ramananda said, Mahat Vichalna Nridan Dehi Nam Deenachetasam no annatha kalpate. Same thing. Tirthani. So only for this thing. To make tirtha again like more powerful tirtha. So be merciful and you should be for some time to liberate me. And thus glorifying each other. They were talking each other, and in the meantime a Brahmin came, and it was midday. Brahman requested, "Oh Prabhu, now it is time of taking fast." And Brahmin, so I am inviting you to my house. Please come, and I will give you diksha, prasad. Oh, Mahaprabhu told yes. He knew that he is Brahman, Vaishnava Brahman. There are two classes of Brahmins. Brahmins, smart Brahmins and Vaishnava Brahman. He was Vaishnava Brahman. So Mahaprabhu accepted. If he was Brahman but not devotee, then he has not. Otherwise he has been refused. So Mahaprabhu accepted. And he went and he took prasad and chanting name whole day. And he was waiting for when Narayana also went after taking bath, and he went to his kingdom, and he was also waiting for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sandhya will be when sun will set. When sun will set, when evening will be, and when I will meet him. So both were so much as I see that whole desert, new bridge has come here. And also I was eager to meet you all. So I'm very happy to see that. I thought that in desert, the gathering was more than anywhere. But here I am very happy to see that desert and more have come here. Really, it is the symptom that you want to be true detective. This is the symptom. If you have tasted high class of association, Hari Katha, then everything is okay. Dharma sunishtitam, punsam, siswasayin, no parya, yadigatim. If you are chanting, remembering, doing so many activities whole day and night, or archan, offering everything, but if you have no taste in hearing Hari Katha, after some days you will be weak and you are bound to give up bhakti back. And that is another bad. But if a taste has come in hearing Hari Katha, he will survive it. So, and then high class of name, pure name, will come. And always, by mind even you will be in Vrindavan hearing Hari Katha. So I want to give this taste in Harinam that you should have. Even if some part of pure Saddha in Hari Katha comes, you will be. So here, Mahaprabhu was waiting eagerly, and Ramananda also, Guru and disciple, both, knowing each other's hearts. And in the evening, Ramananda, he gave up his royal treasures. Only one dhoti, half in this and half like this. Very simple way, like pure devotee. Taking only one servant. No God, no rifle, nothing. Nothing. It was very simple. But God, he came and he told his bodyguard, you should wait here. Don't come with me inside. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him and he embraced him, running, and he embraced him. So thus you meet. Here at once, when they were sitting, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked something. What is the Shraddha and what is Sadhana? What is Shraddha means? What is? Goal. And object. And what is? Means. This is called Shraddha and Sadhana. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, you should know that there are lakhs and lakhs objects and lakhs his process. Not only one. So Narayana Mahaprabhu asked him, and he told separate classes of sadhya and lakhs kinds of process, both he told. Like, we have so many goals. First goal is to anyhow how we like happiness of life. For this, money is essential. Without money, we can't. Then what is process? To make money, to have any job, to be a servant, to make a business, to be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer. There are so many processes to make. If you don't want this, you want peace of mind and happiness, then give up all these things. Give up total. And be seated in a place and chant. If you want heavenly planet, then what you should do? Very good activities. Honor your father, mother. Be with one chaste wife, with chaste husband. Don't divorce each other. Give so many charities to others without care. No, there are so many things. You can make hospitals, schools, charity, colleges, and like. So these are means to have heaven happiness. And if you want to be liberated, then what you should do? Very easily you can chant name, like Ajami, or you can do like Brahmavadi, always chanting, what Aham Brahmasmi like this. You can't do. So there are so many goals and so many processes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kindly asked. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked? Whether he knew all these things or not. He actually knew all of this. For example, you should know there is a very big ocean, and from ocean by sun rays clouds are made, and from clouds again rain comes. Anyhow it will come to. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the ocean of all bhakti rasa. And from him, water was saturated and became this in shape of Megha of Raya Ramananda. Clouds. So Raya Ramananda is like cloud. From where clouds came? How it is not seen. By vapor it comes. But also vapor from ocean, and then it goes and meets in a form of cloud, and then in the constellation of Swati Nakshatra, rain comes from this cloud, and it comes in this ocean, west direction, west of south, and becomes what? Then that ocean is called Ratnakar. Ratnakar means container of jewels. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, he inspired all Bhakti Siddhanta in the Ramananda, and Ramananda again, as a cloud he was, and he saw what was coming from his mouth. Mahaprabhu was questioning and he was answering. But actually all these Siddhants, Bhakti Siddhanta, from the ocean like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So he is questioning and he is answering. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.